and I haven't done one of these videos actually since June. You're on Pat's Hall channel. What does Hall stand for? Health and Wealth. When I created my other channel, I wanted to talk about reselling and buying stuff at flea markets and stuff like that. And part of that was talking about the battles I had with my health, beating cancer, and talking about the market. And I wanted to separate that because as you're doing these other videos, you may have several hundred people watching a reselling video, but less people who are resellers are watching these type of videos. So what I did was I had created this channel, and some people have subscribed to this channel. So if you guys get a chance, please like and subscribe to this channel. It'd be greatly appreciated. What I want to do here, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning actually, and here I am basically studying. If you see, I have a screen pulled up, and I want to. If you recall, back in June, I talked about the market caution going into the summer, and it kind of backfired on me because what happened was probably the first 10 days it was like that, but pretty much the end of June into July, the market did pretty good. A lot of stocks started breaking out to new highs. But my concern has been, just like since June I talked about, is the political things that are going on and the trade war with China that, caution. And that's why I said there's caution, because things are not like they should be. And there's the potential for, stock market risk. Now, does that mean I'm out of the market completely? No. If someone new was going to come in with money and invest, would I dump a lump sum of money into the market? No, I would dollar cost average. If you had, let's say, $5,000 to invest, instead of dumping $5,000 into the market all at one time right now, I would take that $5,000 and spread that out, let's say, over the next 8 months. Because my concern is that we probably are facing some sort of correction in the next 12 to 24 months, depending upon who wins the election next year and what happens with the China trade. So that is my concern. Now, keep in mind, guys, I am not a licensed professional financial planner. I'm just a regular guy that has traded the market for 20 years. I manage a 401k for my older son. My rate of return right now for this year is about 40%. Last year was about 15%. The year before that was 45%. I think in the past 2 weeks, we've probably given up 2 or 3% of that. But the positions that we're holding, and I'm going to go over them real quick with you guys, they're fine. And I don't really have a whole lot of concern with them. And I'll tell you why I don't have a lot of concern with these stocks that I'm going to mention. So I'm going to show you one of the things that I use is stockcharts.com to look at stocks. And one of the positions that we're holding is CBS here. If you see, now what I do, if you see, there's simple moving averages, 50-day, 200-day. I like to change this. I change this to a 10-day moving average, a 20-day moving average, and a 50-day moving average. I just got to find the right, see, and this is what I want to show you what I do here. And then I say update. And you'll see these will change up here, these bars. So you see what's basically happening right now with CBS, and it was doing good. I bought it for around 48, 49. So we're pretty much back where we got it, and it went up to 54. But I really think it has the potential to really go to 60, 62. I think it's a good holding because actually with the elections going to happen next year, I think it has a lot of potential with advertising. There's going to be a lot of money being spent on both Democratic and Republican side. So there's going to be a lot of, people debating on what's going to happen, and there's going to be a lot of money spent. CBS is trading around 48. It had in the past 52 week. It had $60. Now I will show you here. I'll click on Gallery View. Now you can see here. Now what's happening is this is a daily view, and right now it's broke below the 50 and the 200-day moving average. So technically, as far as those, that's not good. But it trades at a cheap PE. And what's a PE? PE is price times earnings. So that's why I like that stock. So that's one of the core stocks that we're holding, and I told you why we're holding. The next position that we're holding, and we talked about, is Walgreens. And I will show you on a daily view. I mean, here you got Walgreens was up basically in March, $75. It's now at $52. Weekly view, it's down near 52. We bought it in here like $49, $50. So we have not taken a loss in that position yet, and we're not going there. We're gonna hold that stock. Now, one of our best positions this year has been Disney, and Disney has given us about 25 to 30% of the return that we've had this year, and so we are not concerned for Disney. Yes, if a recession comes out, everything would be, affected. Unfortunately, they missed their earnings with their Fox purchase. They bought Fox, broadcast and stuff like that. But they're expanding into Disney Plus, and right now, as you can see here, the 50-day moving average is 140. So when it broke below that, you can see it broke down to 132, came back up. But this past week with the China news, there is support down here at 122, and long-term Disney will be fine. Even if we have a recession, a typical recession only lasts 15 to 18 months, and the economy is really doing well. Unemployment is low, so even the recession, that if we do hit a recession, it's still, in my opinion, not going to probably be at the level of past recessions. Yeah, even if unemployment would double, if it's averaging 4% and it goes up to 8%, yeah, it'll be tough for those people. But sometimes, things need to reset in life to adjust for things, because sometimes things get overheated. There's talk with what's going on that they're going to lower interest rates. And that's going to then drive more money to invest in the market, because competitively, people aren't going to want to put money in CDs in the bank because there is no return. So that is the largest position in the account. In all honesty, it represents a larger position than what normal people should have, but I believe in the long term. And I tell you, when they start coming out with the numbers with Disney Plus TV, I think that there's a lot of potential there for the stock to still return. I really think that if things get going, it could be $150 to $165 stock over the next 6 to 12 months. So the next stock we own is Qualcomm. Now, Qualcomm is the maker of the 5G chips that are going into many of the iPhones, and they just had a settlement with Apple. Sorry about that. Okay, Qualcomm is a position that we have. We don't have a large position in this, just because of the uncertainty with the China trade, and they have a antitrust investigation going on right now. And as you can see, the stock is really, I mean, if it breaks below 63, it could be in trouble. It really depends a lot on the what the antitrust is going to happen, but they are going to be rolling out 5G, and I think they really have the potential to have explosive earnings growth really the next 2 years as 5G rolls out. So again, it's not a big position. It's a very little position. When I say little, maybe in about $3,000 worth. So it's not a big position. eBay is one of the that we hold and actually have done very well this year. As you can see, it's hitting support right there too at the 39. It was breaking out and it was trending up, but unfortunately, with the market, it's pulled back. They are talking about taking StubHub and spinning that off, and they're really trying to focus on to compete with Amazon. Can they compete with Amazon? Who knows? But that's what they're doing. So. And the next position is Kohl's. Kohl's department store. Now, I like Kohl's. I think Kohl's has a lot of potential. Now, Amazon is actually doing something with them as far as returns. I could see probably even Amazon buying Kohl's in the future. In the last, you're talking about a stock, and let me pull up a bigger chart. You're talking about a stock that had a $75 just back in April, and then a weekly chart. This stock had hit 81 back in last October and is now around $48. It's price times earning is very cheap. There's always concern that if there's a recession, obviously department stores, people won't shop as much and stuff like that. But I think they have. I actually worked for Kohl's about 19, 20 years ago as a loss prevention officer, and I was impressed with the store back then. They do a lot of clearance, and they're constantly trying to turn over their inventory and such. And I just like the company. I think it has the potential. I really think that maybe Amazon, if they want to get more into retail, they may consider buying. Kohl's. So those were the stocks: CBS, Walgreens, Disney, Qualcomm, eBay, and Kohl's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are the 6 positions that right now we're doing very little option trading right now, just because of the market volatility. If I actually had the capital to risk, there's probably a lot of money to be made. Doing options and stuff like that, if you have the time to watch it and stuff. Right now, the concern is preserving capital in my son's 401k account and not taking any huge risk, because the market you could have, for example, and I've seen Amazon do this, have $50-$60 swings in one day. Now, people say $50-$60. You're talking a 2 or 3% move. The market was down today, and let me just double check this, so I'm not just randomly guessing. The market today was down. The market was down 390 points, 1.48%. The S&P was down 35.56, 36. We'll round up 120. And the NASDAQ was down 96 points, 1.20. So the Dow actually had the worst performance, there's a lot of concerns right now, too, what's going on in Hong Kong. There's things that are going in China with the devaluation of their currency. So there are a lot of headwinds out there. And I said, if you go back to my June video, I predicted caution. And there was a couple comments that they disagreed. Again, I'm not a financial. I just know that sometimes we can get caught up in the excitement of the market going up and stuff like that. The market doesn't always go up forever. And sometimes you got to be prepared that these positions that we're holding, 1, 2, 3, half the positions are already down 15%. So yes, could they drop more? Of course. But I still think over the next, these aren't positions that we're worried about selling in a month. I've seen it. We had some stocks last year that were up 30% and wound up giving 15% of that back because the market had pulled back. So that was the situation right there. So I am busy. I'll be honest, with my other channel, Pet D72. And I'd like to spend really more time developing this channel and quality content and educating people about money. I owned 4 restaurants. I had a Subway franchise. I had a sit-down family-style restaurant. I employed over 800 employees in 17 years, and so I have a business background. And like I said, I've bought and sold stocks and options for like 20 years now, and so there is a high interest in that, and there are people that are interested in saving money. So that's what this channel is going to be about. I did this at an odd time. It's 1:15 now in the morning, and right now there is nobody watching, but that's all right because now I went live and I can record it and show you. It's funny, and I'll feature these books. I was cleaning out a storage unit and I came across this book, How to Buy Stocks, from 1977, a magazine on where to invest in 1988. And if you remember, the stock market crashed in 1987. And I thought this was interesting. A Electric Cars Business Week magazine, 1994. And I show you these things because think about how the internet today really gives people more an advantage, that you can go on YouTube and you can research companies, type in stocks, and go online. And back years ago, you didn't have 20, 25 years ago, that when the internet was still relatively new. I mean, I remember back in my young 20s, getting on AOL and you had to read Wall Street Journal or Money magazine or the Business Week magazine. And now some of these magazines are actually out of business. They don't even print them no more because people are just go everything online. So I'm gonna use these. I kept these ones because a lot of the magazines that came out of that storage locker wound up going into the landfill, but these kind of stuck out for me, especially even the electric cars one, because here we are, Tesla with Elon Musk is obviously to the forefront of the technology of electric cars, and here we are in 2019. That was 1994, so I mean 2004, 25 years ago. And here we really are still haven't even touched. You get the Tesla selling what 200,000-300,000 vehicles a year, which is nothing in a population or a car population probably of at least 100 million cars that are out there, with sales in the United States approximately 15 to 17 million. I mean, 2 million is a big spread, but I've seen numbers like 15. I think peak was like 17 million a year. So I do appreciate you guys, taking the time. If you do watch this video, please give me thumbs up. Please comment down below what you'd like to talk about or hear. And again, I did this at an oddball time, sort of on purpose. I do welcome people in the chat, but sometimes when you get talking to people in the chat, it comes a little bit of a distraction because you have a thought process of what you want to do, and usually what happens is when you do a pre-recorded video, you're able to just upload it. And since I was able to just do this, and then if a couple people did pop in, I would answer their questions and like that. But some of the content in the future, what will happen is, I'll have boards and be able to show you things that I'm talking about. And there's a lot to talk about money that people don't even realize, going for a mortgage, applying for a credit card, jobs and different things that I'm hoping that, I can provide some of all the years that I've been doing different things. And if you got subscribe to me. My other channel, I was focused a lot on pushing that has close to 1,300 subscribers. As you can see, this channel only has 50, and most of them, to be honest, are probably subscribers from my other channel. So I really want to grow this into something over the next 2 years that people find some value in it and will come back. I will try to probably in the future do, I don't know, 3 videos a week. I don't like to do a video every day on the market because you can't worry about the day-to-day fluctuations unless it's something like, let's say the market crashes, 2,000 points tomorrow. Then I would come out and say, hey, but sometimes those are trading opportunities. I want to be clear. I am a more of a trader than an investor. Yes, we invest in stocks. What's that mean? That means if the opportunities present themselves, I will buy. If a stock is dropping 20% for no reason, I will step in and buy a position in that stock. And if it jumps 7 or 8% in 2-3 weeks, sometimes I'll exit that stock because we're looking for total return. We're not looking to get married to a stock. That sometimes people have made that mistakes. I've seen that so many times where a stock is at $10 and it goes to 30 and they still think that the story is still there, to only see it go back down to $10. That's why I call being married to a stock, and where I'm more of a trader, because I'm going for total return, because total return is what puts money in your account, in your pocket, and gives you the best return out there and stuff like that. So again, I'm hoping to have boards where I can show you, if you would invest 1,000 into this, what it's worth now, and give you examples. I've done I think in July I did some option trades, and I made close to about $1,000 for that month, doing options of $200 here, $200 there. I think I did 7 trades, and 5 were successful and 2 weren't, but still made $1,000 with only risking $400 or $500 at the time in 2 or 3 different positions. So apologize if it is a little late, to be honest, to be doing this. It is 1:25 and I'm a little tired. I'm going to actually get ready to go into bed, but I am the type of person that, if I have an interest in this, I will study and look at charts and look at things and say, okay, what's next. So guys, thank you. I appreciate the feedback. Leave a comment below. Click the bell, because then next time it comes up, you'll get notification. And normally I won't do them at these time, or if I'm going to pre-record these, I would release this then tomorrow morning at 9 or 10 o'clock. So I'm hoping that people will see this and then come back and kind of play it. So thanks again. I appreciate you guys' support, and have a great night. Bye.